Hello, I'm Reverend Dr. Jeffrey Goodine, pastor of Church on Wheels Spoken Word out of Orange City, Florida. And this is Holy Week 2021, Day 5, Thursday, Day 5 in Holy Week. Now, the events of Holy Week, they are depicted in Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. John has a little more expanded version of it. Today I'm going to do the Matthew version of it. On this day, there's a lot that occurred on this day, so there's quite a bit, and this is called Maundy Thursday. Is what it's called, Maundy Thursday, and that from the Latin word means mandatum, which is translated to mean commandment. Here Jesus is betrayed. Here he does the Passover meal, and there's just a lot that covers today. And this is Thursday, which is day 5 of Holy Week. And this is Matthew chapter 26. Hello, Sandra. How you doing? Glad you could make it. Matthew 26, starting at verse 17. And I'm going to read the whole thing. It goes from 17 to 75. But it'll give you the full story of Thursday, the day 5 of Holy Week. And I'm reading from the King James Version today. Matthew 26, chapter 26, starting at verse 17. Now the first day of the feast of unleavened bread, the disciples came to Jesus, saying unto him, Where wilt thou that we prepare for thee to eat the Passover? And he said, Go into the city to such a man, and say unto him, The master said, My time is at hand. I will keep the Passover at thy house with my disciples. And the disciples did as Jesus had appointed them, and they made ready the Passover. Now when the even was come, he sat down with the 12. And as they did eat, he said, Verily I say unto you, that one of you shall betray me. And they were exceeding sorrowful, and began every one of them to say unto him, Lord, is it I? And he answered and said, He that dippeth his hand with me in the dish, the same shall betray me. The Son of Man goeth as it is written of him. But woe unto that man by whom the Son of Man is betrayed. It has been good for that man if he had not been born. Then Judas, which betrayed him, answered and said, Master, is it I? He said unto him, Thou hast said. And as they were eating, Jesus took bread and blessed it and brake it, and gave it to his disciples, and said, Take, eat, this is my body. And he took the cup and gave thanks, and gave it to them, saying, Drink ye all of it, for this is my blood of the New Testament, which is shed for many for remission of sins. But I say unto you, I will not drink henceforth of this fruit of the vine until that day when I drink it new with you in my Father's kingdom. And when they had sung a hymn, they went out into the Mount of Olives. Then Jesus said unto them, All ye shall be offended because of me this night, for it is written, I will smite the shepherd, and the sheep of the flock shall be scattered abroad. But after I am risen again, I will go before you into Galilee. Peter answered and said unto him, Though all men shall be offended because of thee, yet will I never be offended. Jesus said unto him, Verily I say unto thee, that this night, before the cock crow, thou shalt deny me thrice. Peter said unto him, Though I should die with thee, yet will I not deny thee. Likewise also said all the disciples. Then cometh Jesus with them unto a place called Gethsemane, and saith unto his disciples, Sit ye here while I go and pray yonder. And he took with him Peter and the two sons of Zebedee, and began to be sorrowful and very heavy. Then he said unto them, My soul is exceeding sorrowful, even unto death. Tarry ye here, and watch with me. And he went a little further, and fell on his face, and prayed, saying, O my Father, if it be possible, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, not as I will, but as thou wilt. And he cometh unto the disciples, and findeth them asleep, and saith unto Peter, What, could ye not watch with me 1 hour? Watch and pray, that ye enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. He went away again the second time, and prayed, saying, O my Father, if this cup may not pass away from me, except I drink it, thy will be done. And he came and found them asleep again, for their eyes were heavy. And he left them, and went away, and prayed the third time, saying the same words. Then cometh he to his disciples, and saith unto them, Sleep on now, and take your rest. Behold, the hour is at hand, and the Son of Man is betrayed into the hand of sinners. Rise, let us be going. Behold, he is at hand that doeth betray me. And while he yet spake, lo, Judas, one of the 12, came, and with him a great multitude with swords and staves, from the chief priests and elders of the people. Now he that betrayed him gave them a sign, saying, Whomsoever I shall kiss, that same is he, hold him fast. And forthwith he came to Jesus and said, Hail, Master, and kissed him. And Jesus said unto him, Friend, wherefore art thou come? Then came they and laid hands on Jesus and took him. And behold, one of them which were with Jesus stretched out his hand, drew his sword, and struck a servant of the high priest, and smote off his ear. Then said Jesus unto him, Put up again thy sword into his place, for all they that take the sword shall perish with the sword. Thinkest thou that I cannot now pray to my Father, and he shall presently give me more than 12 legions of angels? But now then shall the scriptures be fulfilled, that thus it might be. In the same hour said Jesus to the multitudes, Are ye come out as against a thief with swords and staves for to take me? I sat daily with you teaching in the temple, and ye laid no hold on me. But all this was done, that the scriptures of the prophets might be fulfilled. Then all the disciples forsook him and fled. And they that had laid hold on Jesus led him away to Caiaphas, the high priest, where the scribes and the elders were assembled. But Peter followed him afar off unto the high priest's palace, and went in and sat with the servants to see the end. Now the chief priests and elders and all the council fought with false witness against Jesus to put him to death, but found none. Yea, though many false witnesses came, yet found they none. At the last came 2 false witnesses, and said, This fellow said, I am able to destroy the temple of God, and to build it in 3 days. And the high priest arose and said unto him, Answerest thou nothing? What is it which these witness against thee? But Jesus held his peace. And the high priest answered and said unto him, I adjure thee by the living God, that thou tell us whether thou be Christ, the Son of God. Jesus said unto them, Thou hast said. Nevertheless, I say unto you, hereafter shall ye see the Son of Man sitting on the right hand of power, and coming in the clouds of heaven. Then the high priest rent his clothes, saying, He hath spoken blasphemy. What further need have I of witnesses? Behold, now ye have heard his blasphemy. What think ye? They answered and said, He is guilty of death. Then did they spit in his face, and buffeted him, and others smote him with the palms of their hands, saying, Prophesy unto us, thou Christ, who is he that smote thee? Now Peter sat without in the palace, and a damsel came unto him, saying, Thou also wast with Jesus of Galilee. But he denied before them all, saying, I know not what thou sayest. And when he was going out into the porch, another maid saw him and said unto them that were there, This fellow was also with Jesus of Nazareth. And again he denied with an oath, I do not know the man. And after a while came unto him they that stood by, and said to Peter, Surely thou also art one of them, for thy speech bewrayeth thee. Then began he to curse and to swear, saying, I know not the man. And immediately the cock crew. And Peter remembered the words of Jesus, which said unto him, Before the cock crew, thou shalt deny me thrice. And he went out and wept bitterly. Hello, Marcia. How you doing? Glad you can make it. That is the account of day 5. That Jesus, and in all of this, you have the versions of the. Now, when you read this, if you read the Matthew version said the cock crew once and he will deny thrice. Mark says that the cock crows twice before you deny me three. You will deny me 3 times before the cock crow twice. And Luke says the cock will crow once, and then you will deny 3 times. And then in John, it says that the cock would crow and you deny me thrice. So don't get into the semantics. All of them are the same thing, is that he denied Jesus when it was time, when it got thick. As we say, the friends say, they with you thick and thin. But when it gets thick, you see how thin they get. And also out of this, we have what we call the kiss of death. And that's a little saying that we use, but really this is the kiss of death. Is that when Judas went up and said, the one that I go kiss, that's Jesus. And he came up and he hailed Master and he kissed him. And that was the kiss of death. Now, also in this, Maundy Thursday covers the washing of the disciples' feet. You will find that in John 13, and you see that in John. The announcement of Jesus' coming betrayal, the Passover meal, the prayer at Mount Olives, and his arrest in Gethsemane. And this is Thursday. He was betrayed, they came and got him, and they carried him away. Now this was Thursday, day 5. And when they took him to Caiaphas, which is the head Jewish priest, Caiaphas questioning him, and and I like it must have made him mad, because what Jesus said to them is that, tell me, are you Christ, the Son of God? And Jesus said, thou hast said, which means you said it. You said it. Somebody told you. And then when the false witness came up and said, yeah, he the one that said that he could tear the temple down and build it in 3 days. And they were saying blasphemy, and they claim he gave him guilty of blasphemy, and they sentenced him to death. But you will see later on that Caiaphas, being a Jew, the high Jewish priest in Roman rule, did not have the authority to execute anybody. Because if the Jews had done the execution, it would have been by stoning, which would have not fulfilled the scriptures. So you see, the scriptures were being fulfilled. And they didn't even know it. The scriptures were being fulfilled. So everything that lined up on Thursday was fulfilling of the scriptures. So that is Maundy Thursday. And in Psalm 41 and 9 says, but the scripture will be fulfilled. He who ate my bread has lifted up his heel against me. I'm telling you this now, before it takes place, that when it does take place, you may believe that I am he. Truly, truly, I say to you, whoever receives the one I send receives me. And whoever receives me receives the one who sent me. That is Psalm 41 and 9. And in Thursday, the Sanhedrin, Thursday night, the Sanhedrin sentenced Jesus to death. Thursday night. And get ready for Good Friday. But that is the Thursday account of Holy Week, where we have the Passover meal, which is the institution of what we call the Last Supper, which is the sacrament of bread and wine. You have the washing of the feet, where some churches do washing of the feet before communion. My church, though, we don't do that. We just do communion. But there are other churches that wash feet before communion. And then there's one that will betray you. There's one that will betray you. And they will sell you out for a slave's wage. And that's what he sold Jesus out for yesterday. A wages of a slave, which was 30 pieces of silver. And there will be false witnesses that will come and lie on you. Yes, there will be. So, that is Maundy Thursday, day 5 of Holy Week. That's day 5 of Holy Week. And read it for yourself. There's in Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Read those accounts and for yourself. Don't take my word for it. I could be lying. Read it for you. It's in the Bible. Go read it. Read it for yourself. Get familiar with it. And you'll understand. Maundy Thursday. He was fulfilling the scripture because he told Peter, and it was Peter who pulled out the sword and cut off the servant's ear. He said, couldn't my Father send me legions of angels to protect me? But the scripture had to be fulfilled. And that's what happened on Thursday, day 5 of Holy Week. Well, I'm Reverend Dr. Jeffrey Goodine, pastor of Church on Wheels Spoken Word out of Orange City, Florida. And this has been another edition of Holy Week 2021, day 5, Maundy Thursday. May God have mercy on our soul.